Hello race fans, I'm Chris Terrell. I'm here for dailyfantasysportsrankings.com to bring my weekly daily fantasy NASCAR post-qualifying picks video. Before getting into that, if you're not a DFSR member yet, make sure to sign up. It's going to give you access to our member chat room. I'm in there discussing NASCAR pre-lock, usually in there Saturday night as well. And I cover NHL, do sheets for NBA, cover MLB and NFL as well as PGA for DFSR. So I'm in there pretty much 24/7, 365. When you go to the sign up page, you're going to get a 7-day free trial right now, and then you have two options after that free trial is out, either $14.95 a month, which is going to give you our projections, and then to get our optimizer for the NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL, it's going to be $29.95 a month. One subscription covers all the sports and the member chat as well. Get over, check it out today. With that, let's get into this week's picks. This week, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series heads to Michigan International Speedway for the FireKeepers Casino 400 on Sunday afternoon. The track is a 2-mile D-shaped oval, 18 degrees of banking in the corners, using the full 2019 rules package, 550 horsepower, air ducts, the raised rear spoiler. It was an impound race, so the practices were on Friday. Practice 1 and Practice 2 were on Friday. Qualifying was on Saturday. Inspection came before qualifying. So the cars are impounded after qualifying. We don't got to worry about inspections on Sunday leading to a delayed start in lineup. So that's good news. There are 200 laps in the race. We've got to look at the previous 6 winners here. So this is the track where Kyle Larson won 3 straight from the 12th, 1st, and 9th starting position. As you can see, the starting position twice has come from the pole in the last 6 races. So you got 4 times inside the top 10 and twice from the 12th spot. So let's just jump in. We're going to look at, as you can see actually here with the last 6 races tab, we go down and look at the correlation of start to finish. So kind of like how important is starting inside the top 10. This has been one of the highest correlation tracks. I think we see a little bit different race this year just simply because of the 2019 rules package. It's going to be a little bit different than Pocono, which had pretty flat banking. This has got 18 degrees of banking, so I think we're going to see some more cars hook up, be able to make some runs, cars from the back, and be able to work their way forward quite easily. Going to see some lead changes. I don't think we see a driver lead 100 plus laps. Probably see 3 or 4 lead 20 or more. So I'm kind of looking for that here this week. So with that, let's jump into some core plays. So right at the top, number 1 in my model this week is Kyle Busch. Starting 15th, it has to be my top driver just because he's finished top 10 in all but one race this season. He leads all drivers in fantasy scoring, 76.3 DraftKings, 75.2 FanDuel points per race. Returns to Michigan. He finished top 5 here both races last year, top 10 in 4 straight races. And while the first practice wasn't great, 11th and 21st, looking at 1 lap and 10 lap averages, he did improve a lot going into final practice. 2nd behind Kevin Harvick, and then 7th and 10 lap averages. And they're obviously an elite team. They're elite on pit road. They're going to be able to make the right adjustments. He's easily a top 5 car with winning upside here again this week. So it's going to be number 1. I'm going to be looking at doing some stacking here this week. So I'm going to be looking at pairing them with some with Martin Truex, which is going to be a bit tougher just because they're both in that 10K range, in the 12K plus range, 14K plus range on FanDuel. A little bit easier going down to Eric Jones. I really like Eric Jones with Kyle Busch here this week, starting 14th. He showed pretty much top 5 speed all weekend. He's been great going back and looking at his season and current form. He's got 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s in his last 6 races. Doesn't lead a lot of laps. So kind of where he, starting 14th made me like him just a little bit better on DraftKings this week. I do like him on FanDuel as well. He has been qualifying inside the top 10, which has kind of made him more of a FanDuel only play for me lately. So I really like him in all formats on both sites this week. And then Denny Hamlin would be 3rd. I'm going to have probably the least exposure to him just because he didn't really show top 15 speed, and he's starting 4th this week. Also, he's kind of been a little bit up and down at this track. So Hendrick Motorsports would be up next for me, looking at Chase Elliott as the leader of that group, starting 17th. He's been extremely consistent here, top 10s in all 6 races here in his career, including runner-up finishes in his first 3 races here. Like Busch, he gives his place differential upside, starting 17th. And he wasn't great, kind of like Kyle, again, 17th and 23rd in practice 1, improved on that in final practice, 13th and 9th, but he's been so consistent lately. He's been very consistent here at Michigan. He checks all the boxes and starting 17th. He's going to be a core play, especially in my cash games. He's the driver I'm going to be building around in that format tonight for sure. Or sorry, for the race tomorrow. And then I'll be looking to pair him with Alex Bowman the most out of the other Hendrick drivers, and then Jimmy and Byron a little bit there as well. I like their prices in the sub 8K range on DraftKings. So Stewart-Haas Racing is up next. They have been extremely consistent all weekend with their practice speeds. It starts with Kevin Harvick. He's only 9th in my model. Just looking at his form hasn't been great, so he's kind of more of a GPP play for me this week, especially starting 3rd. But although he was 23rd in practice 1, he was 4th in the 10-lap averages, and then he led final practice and was 4th again in the 10-lap averages. So I do think he does have a top 5 car winning upside. Probably his downside, barring a crash or technical or mechanical issue, he's probably around a 10th place car on the downside. So definitely looking at him for GPP. Clint Bowyer more for GPP just because he's more expensive than Almirola and Suarez this week. But Bowyer was excellent through practice, 2nd and 1st in practice 1, 3rd and 8th in practice 2. He won this race 2 years ago. It was a rain-shortened race, so he's been very up and down here at this track. So definitely looking at him as a GPP only play in that range. And then Eric Almirola at 8,100 on DraftKings, 9,500 on FanDuel. Starting 2nd, showed a ton of speed in final practice, top 5 speed. I like him a lot more on FanDuel this week. And then Suarez, I think he's cheap enough where we can kind of look at his not great track history here at Michigan. I thought he was going to qualify inside the top 5, and he was going to be just pretty much a GPP play only. Starting 9th, I'm definitely willing to consider it. He has only won top 10 in his last 6 races overall this season, so that kind of has me wonder. But again, he was 1st and 6th in practice 1, and then 4th and 1st in practice 2. So he's showing short run speed. He's showing long run speed. Looks like he's got a really good car, and I think those Stewart-Haas cars are gonna hook up together there as well. When Bowyer won 2 years ago, I think Stewart-Haas finished 1, 2, 3. So I think they're going to be strong here again this weekend. And then looking at some value plays this week, Chris Buescher is one that stands out as my favorite. Low 7K range on both sites. Starting 31st is what really stands out here. He was 20th and 10th in practice 1, 24th and 22nd in practice 2. So although practice 2 wasn't quite as good as he showed at practice 1, it's still a lot better than his starting position. So I think he gives us enough place differential value there at those prices where he makes an excellent value play. And he's finished 24th or better here at Michigan in 3 straight, including a 6th in the race here in 2017. So definitely looking at Buescher as my top value play. I have a lot of exposure to him this week in all formats. And then for GPP, my second favorite value play is going to be Matt DiBenedetto. Gives us some place differential value. He started 29th this week. He was 25th and 15th in the first practice, then 20th and 20th in the second practice. So showing much more speed than his starting position. And he's finished better than his starting position here in 3 of his last 4 races. So if you are a DFSR or RotoPros member, be sure to grab your members only copy. It's going to have a few more plays attached to it. You'll find that in either of the chat rooms there. If you have any questions, you can hit me up in those chat rooms as well. Leave a comment below in this YouTube video or hit me up on Twitter at Jaeger_bombs9. And with that, let's go make some lineups. Let's get some green screens. Good luck this week, everyone.